I'm Doug Shadwell, Director of Survival Archery Systems, and today I want to introduce you to the all-new SAS Tactical Survival Bow. It's a compact folding bow. It's designed small enough to fit inside a one-day pack. It comes in 65, 55 and 50-pound options, and we're going to be bringing out 45, 40-pound options in the near future. So today I just want to give you an overview of the package, what you get with your bow when you buy it. I want to take you through some of the methods of assembling the bow, and then also just to give you an idea of how it shoots. We're going to get down to the range as well and take some shots at a target. We hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so I've got a standard day pack here from 511, and inside this pack is actually the bow. Now this is probably the most critical element that you should be looking for in any survival bow, is that the bow is short enough to be able to package into, well, day packs and up. Pretty much any backpack that you can find. I use what's called a magic number of 21 in my design, 21 being the maximum overall package length. The reason being that it will fit in most one-day backpacks and upwards. So when you get your package, you'll notice it comes in a neat little camo carry bag. Now the carry bag can get worn like a sort of a mini backpack. Okay. And it can also be used as an arrow quiver once your bow is out of the bag and this little compartment is just flipped over. Then you would just use that to carry your arrows in. So inside your bag you'll get your SAS bow. There's also a small side compartment over here in which you'll get your user manual. You'll also get your string. Just be careful, there's also a knock set inside of your string bag. That's obviously to get your arrow in the correct position for accurate shooting. Just be careful you don't lose that when you take your string out for the first time. The bow itself, it's a collapsible folding bow. Alright, it's got end caps on either side, and it has a storage compartment inside the riser of the bow, and the storage compartment is actually used so that you can put your takedown arrows inside there so that they're protected during transport. You can of course put other things like strings and supplies for making fire and stuff like that. Whatever you can fit in there you can use. Assembly. Now guys, I get a lot of questions saying, why doesn't the bow just unfold? Now the reason we've had to do that is in order to get the bow to be flat enough and short enough, we've had to reduce the length of the riser. And that means that we've had to reverse one of the limbs during transport to be able to get that nice and short. Now I get a lot of guys saying, yeah, but it takes an extra 10 seconds to assemble the bow compared to if you just had it over there. The truth is, guys, when you guys go hunting, when I go hunting at least, it's not that I put my bow in a bag and I wander off and then suddenly I see a buck over there and I pull my bow out and I try and assemble it real quick and then shoot the thing. I've done a lot of hunting in my life, and I can tell you an opportunist hunt is 1 in a million. So if you find yourself in a true survival situation, which is probably also 1 in a million, you've got about a 1 in a billion chance of taking a buck out in the field. So when you go hunting, you would normally prepare to go hunting. You would assemble your equipment, you'd get everything ready, you would head out to your hunting ground, you would find a hide, or you would choose to do a walk and stalk, but your equipment would always be pre-set up. So whether your bow takes 20 seconds to assemble or whether it takes 5 minutes to assemble, the key ingredient is that you have something with you, and if it's a survival situation, having a weapon like this is ideal. So let's look at the assembly. All it is one small screw that you undo, you pull out a retaining pin, you open the other side of the bow, you reverse that limb, put the retaining pin back in, and then you screw the screw back in. That's pretty simple. So all you have to do now is string the bow, and that's pretty easy. That takes a few seconds as well. Effectively, you take your string, right? You put the string on the one side, making sure that it sits nicely in the string grooves. All right, keep tension on the string. Okay, Then we're going to do what's called the step through method. So I'm just going to step back here. Basically step between your string and your bow. You place the lower limb on the outside of your left or right foot. Then you push the other limb over your buttock, and you seat the string on the other side. Now be careful when you've taken the bow off of your leg to make sure that your string is properly seated in your string grooves. Once you've done that, just do a quick test of the bow, make sure it's properly seated, and there you have it. Okay, so packing your bow up, you just do everything in the reverse order. Just be careful when you take that string off, when you're unstringing, just to do so safely. You'll also get a retention strap on your bow, and that retaining strap basically helps you to keep your limbs nice and secure in place. I just make sure that that's always done nice and tight on there so that there's no movement between the riser of the bow and the limbs. It just helps you prevent wear. Once you've done that, you would then put your end caps back on and you would put your arrows inside. Now your arrows, depending on whether you choose the full system with the takedown arrows or without, you will get at least 3 takedown arrows. It's standard Eastern Aluminium 400 spine arrow that I've taken. We get these little marine grade 316 stainless steel inserts made up for us, and we get the arrows cut to length and then assembled together. So it's a full length arrow. Once taken down, you can take your arrows and you can store them safely inside of your riser. So you don't have to worry about arrows getting bent in your bag or having to carry the arrows on the outside of the bag. It's basically one nice concealed unit. Put it in your backpack, you don't worry about it until you take it out to hunt again. Just remember to put your end caps back on. You don't want your arrows sort of coming out and sticking through your clothing or sticking through your waterproof top or sleeping bag. So make sure that your points are always secure and safe so they don't damage your equipment. There you have it, the SAS Tactical Survival Bow. Next I'm going to take you and I'm going to show you some shooting on the range. Okay guys, just to give you an idea of how the bow shoots, I've got some of the takedown arrows here, and I fitted that out with a 125 grain Zwickey broadhead. Like I said earlier, I'm not the world's best shot, but this will probably be a good representation of kind of your average guy who hasn't practiced much out in a survival situation. Okay, so that was a nice big white-tailed buck. As you can see there, we've got 4 lung shots and a whole lot of meat to eat. So I'll just run a couple of more arrows down. I'm not going to bore you with too much talking. I'll just give a sort of a collage of shots and shooting, and that should give you a good idea.